If I could give advice to my former self 20 years ago when I was just starting out in design, right out of design school, I would say to not work somewhere where you are going to be either the only designer or the most senior designer. And I mean, that's what I did. So I can tell you, it's not a great way to start. I've worked in a lot of places, and unfortunately, my very first design professional experience was in an office where I was the only designer, and I just didn't learn anything. I didn't learn, I mean, I learned some things, but I didn't learn anywhere near what I should have been learning, what I was supposed to be learning. It was a really stressful experience because of that. All the design knowledge, it was all coming from me, and I was still learning. I only had, I had school. I didn't have a lot of other experience. I had some minor freelance work, but outside of that, this was my first professional job in graphic design, and it was really overwhelming. It was kind of nuts, honestly. And then after that, I did have the opportunity years later to work at an agency with other designers, with a really, really well functioning entire system of managers and creative directors and everything. And that was a completely different experience. And I learned more at that job than I had even in school. I think in my entire design career, I learned just a ton because I was learning from people. I was getting really, really good feedback from my creative director. I was, having proper design conversations with other designers in the office, and we were collaborating on things, and it was a completely different experience. So if you are a new designer, you're out of school, or you're just doing the self-taught route, and you are off to get your very first job, try to find somewhere where there are other designers working there, other graphic designers, that you can learn from, because school will teach you only like this much, and you learn. I don't have two hands right now to show you how much more you learn, but you learn so much in an actual professional design job capacity at an agency, or even as an in-house designer. You will learn so much more than you ever. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, and that's basically it. You don't know what you're missing until you get out there and you're like, oh wow, I knew nothing before this job. Because it's true. I knew nothing. So yeah, I hope that is helpful advice for anyone else out there starting in the design industry. Bye.